we are going to call the meeting to order. It is Monday, April 10th. It is 5:59, just turned to 6 o'clock p.m. President and accounted for Renee O'Donnell, Brian Carlisle, Lucille, Cindy DeBeck, and Cindy Grant. And we are going to start off with a meet with the Budget Committee. And our Budget Committee, president for them tonight is Buddy Belcher and Ed Lovell.
Belcher.
Yeah,
Oh,
right
no. Yeah.
You're up, buddy.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was talking to my colleague here. Budget.
Budget, sir.
Yes.
How's it going?
Good. All done. Gonna lower your taxes. Lower your mill rate.
Lower the mill rate?
Yep. Well, it ain't my fault. It was a state valuation. You weren't at 100%.
The valuations are going up, so the mill rate will get in.
Okay, all right.
Right.
Yeah, what she said.
Okay. We've been talking about that. We were at 74% evaluation, isn't that what?
71, I think.
71.
Something like that.
Okay.
You need to get it to 100.
Yeah.
Okay.
Between what, 95 and 100?
92 wasn't it?
Yeah, 92.
We had talked about surplus. We're going to take 130 out of surplus, like we do every year.
Yeah.
We convinced, I don't know, to take it to 200.
You take
Because
200 out of surplus?
the roads need to be taken care of.
Yeah.
It's been 7 to 8 years for these roads,
Yeah.
and they're going to shit.
Yeah. That's why I brought that up. I said we got to start addressing them as they happen.
Yeah.
The Lindsay Road, that kind of, because it was a cold, I mean, I won't say cold winter, but that one weekend we had just froze everything solid.
Yeah.
And so.
Part of the Chapman Road and part of Tapley Farms gonna get
Right.
it too.
Okay.
So
Are
it's
you-
part of the meeting,
are you gonna
you'll see later on
Pay
in
the
your
culvert
packet.
on the Tapley
There's a
Farm.
quote.
Yes,
To
okay,
do
yeah,
the Lindsay Road,
From
part of the
back
Tapley Farm
before,
Road,
after
and
up over the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's off that hill.
some
Yeah,
thoughts
yeah,
on
it is. That's
Chapman.
it's always been
Right,
that
okay.
spot there.
all right.
Same
Any
with
other highlights, I mean, that we should be
Um,
discussing?
No, girls got a raise, good job, they need it.
Yeah.
Fire department, they got screwed, but that's beside the point. That is what it is.
They're gonna have a brand new building though.
Yes.
They're gonna have a brand new building to work out of.
Otherwise than that, pretty much same every year.
Okay. Everybody else the town gets about 20% of the total budget to work off of. Everything else goes away.
Yeah,
School and
the
town.
school and Scott County tax,
Right,
road budget, plowing contract, trash compact.
okay.
Trash went up, Cindy.
A little bit, not as much as it could have.
Yeah,
Yeah, but some.
Still gonna do a spring cleanup at the sand salt shed.
yep, we just advertised it today.
Yeah,
That's about it.
okay. Well,
Unless, I mean, we can open the book and go through it if you guys want, but.
no, I got it right here and I'll go through it. Brian, do you have, I know that you worked with the budget committee, do you have anything you want to add?
Well, I didn't really work with them, kind of observed.
Okay.
Yes, he
But
did. Made his comments when needed.
But I do have a fair amount of things to go over. I don't know if they want to,
You want to do a
Listen.
separate thing?
I don't know what these guys want to do, or I'm sure Buddy's got dinner waiting for him.
Yeah.
Almost. I told her 6:30, so.
We can schedule a meeting to go over it, just the select board, or you want to schedule it with them, or
It doesn't matter to me.
what would you rather do?
Well, we're here now, let's do it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
it's up to you guys.
All right. Wages seem like they were in line. You've got 8% for all three of you.
Yeah.
And it looks like it comes in fairly close. When you did your figure, you did a full 12 months for Rebecca,
Yeah.
correct? 'Cause, okay. The street light, you know, there's $100 there, very small, but electric rates going up and they're gonna go up again. So I kind of went back on that. You said you were looking for a new copier? Is,
We're gonna look into it, yeah.
and computer system, is that the Trio program?
Yes.
Because in past, the past expenses we had was, you had computer maintenance and the software. Is that combining the two by any chance, or on your old, right here? Is that
That's
the old
what we
Trio?
bought, that's what we
That's when we
bought,
bought it, right? Or-
the different parts of it.
So it was a one-time expense?
Yeah,
Well, we actually spent 10,000.
we don't even
In
budget that
22.
anymore, do we?
It's not on the current
No,
budget.
it's not there.
No.
But in 2022, we spent $10,000.
On computer
Oh, that-
services or
On software.
software?
Computer maintenance was $700.
Would that
So
have
I
been,
just, see, this is
Yeah.
22.
Yeah.
This is,
would that have been
actual
Trio
employment.
though, Cindy?
Yeah,
That was
yes, I
our-
would
our
imagine.
maintenance fee for
Updated.
Trio.
Okay.
The dues is Trio too, right, Cindy?
Yeah. I'm trying to see.
Yeah, 21, it was, you had budgeted $9,200. In 22, you budgeted $10,000. The projected for 23 was 11,000.
No, the dues are the MMA dues.
Did you replace computer service?
Computer system is the Trio.
Okay, so that's when, on this new one that you just gave me, computer SVS, is that systems?
Yes.
Okay, so would that be the same as software? It's the same number, 3015?
Yes.
Okay, so it's the same one?
Yes.
Okay, all right. I see where he's going with this, but we just want to make sure it's covered. Okay.
And under the general government and the municipal building, we've got wages. That's janitorial, correct?
Yes, that's what
Okay.
it is.
Yeah, and you added raise for her.
I did.
Now, is that just Newburgh's Park? What
She
about the
doesn't work
school?
for the school
Oh,
anymore.
she doesn't?
No,
Okay.
no, they have their own.
Telephone and electricity I had, our past expense was $3,000. We've upped it to $4,000.
Yeah,
Is that legitimate? Do we need to go up that high with telephone?
trying to think of why we increased it. I think it's because it's been,
Let's see.
Is
Yeah,
the actual.
we've been carrying 4,000 right along,
yeah,
and the actual cost looked like in 2022 was 2846.13. It went down from 21.
31.
2021 was 31, like almost $3,200. And 2022 actual cost was 2850 basically.
yeah,
And we still carry 4,000. So are you leaving it that 2020 was $3,700, just about $3,680. Are you leaving it at $4,000
yeah,
because
just
it
leave them there because
fluctuates?
yeah.
Okay. Is that okay with you?
I mean, you could lower it, but
Well, maybe I'll go over these things, and when I get to the end, I'll go over what that all means, I guess. My problem is I don't really believe in a budget where you simply take percentage of increases. I prefer like a zero-based budget where you start from the very beginning. And that's simply what I tried to do here, is to get more actual costs. And I guess what I speak to now is if we do cut it down the way I'm proposing, you do away with this excess that we put back, that we always put back into the general fund.
Right,
You know, we've been taking out, what, roughly 130,000 each year, and usually we put in about the same amount. Do you want to continue doing that, or do we want to try to get onto an accurate budget where we're not over collecting and then taking out of general fund to compensate for it?
The only thing I would think about is that sometimes we do have things that come up in those areas, you know.
But what I was going to propose, if we do, if we do get a more in tune individual budget figures, is to increase our discretionary funding so that we can move things around if there is something that unexpected came up.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on.
Well, as far as moving stuff around, it would depend what it is. We can't move
I understand that. That's why I say.
from one article to another.
Right, but if we add to our discretionary spending, then we have the ability, if something comes up short, that we can fix it. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Did
Did
you
you-
accurate picture?
Do you want to reduce that to 3,000?
I just want to put this health conversation right now.
Oh, okay, all right, okay.
Because I think at least what I have to do, I have to think about things after a while, so
Right,
if we just talk about it and then maybe schedule to come back and
okay,
once we've had time to digest everything, and
okay.
see if that's the approach we want to take.
So, but at the end of the day, does it matter, even on paperwork, as far as doing what you're talking about, versus the way that it's going now? You know what I'm saying? And then at the end of the year, taking it and putting it back into surplus, correct?
Right, if you keep your higher budget amounts.
Yeah. So what?
But in my mind, it gives you an unrealistic picture of what your departments are doing. For example, if we take the fire department, and you spoke about this at the meeting, that you started to go back on what the history was of what the wages were. And get me out of sequence here.
Page 7.
Yeah. In 2020, our wages were $29,000. 2021, they were $39,000. 2022, they were $37,000. So far this year, with 19 pay periods, we're at $28,000. With another 7 periods and an average of $1,500, it's another $10,500, and that brings you up to a total of $38,500. And we've got $65,000 budgeted.
So what would happen? So what would happen if you went with, like, say, your highest year? You know, the 38,000. But then.
Well, you can. I mean, I'm putting it out for
No, but
not to think about. The problem is we've got to think about if they add new firefighters or new people. We've got to consider if there are
larger call volumes.
more calls. So I thought, again, if we have somewhat of a buffer in our discretionary fund, but also I've seen, you know, this town has a love for the fire department, and if we had to, we could always call a special town meeting to take it out of fund balance.
so at the end of the day, going through and really putting a hard number on this stuff,
Yep.
are you looking to get our tax base down lower, our budget lower?
I was hoping we could,
Is that what you're thinking?
yes.
And what would that accomplish it for us in general to be able to do that?
You mean, for the taxpayer, you mean?
Just the general cost.
I don't know, because I didn't total that, but unfortunately, I think it would be small in the scope of the total budget, because if you look at the county's increased their portion to us over last year of 17.5%.
Yeah.
With the school department, if I added back in the $70,000 that she got us last year, added a 10% increase, which is what they told her to expect,
Their estimating.
that school budget is going to go up, or the school portion is going to go up 15.8%.
Oh,
On every dollar that we spent on our taxes, 67 cents of it went to the school.
Holy cow. Which is incredible.
And unfortunately, that 67%, there's no room for cut.
I know, you can't,
Right, you can't touch it.
nor that other 15.
So that gives you 33% to play, to start cutting, like you said, to bring that 130,000 down.
I can't remember what the county is. It was
What the what was?
county.
the county portion of our tax, I think 15% maybe. Of
Well,
our
the
total
schools.
tax
But-
bill.
Keep in mind, that $130,000, the majority of that
Right,
is excess revenues that we've taken in.
right. It's not,
It's not
It's
money
not
from
money we budgeted.
expenses that we didn't spend.
Right.
The majority of it is revenues that we got over and above what we.
unanticipated revenue, right?
I hear that, but I can see right here in wages, what was, fire department wages, what was budgeted versus what was spent. And there's some significant dollars there.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it's almost 30,000, right?
Right,
And I
theirs
know-
doesn't go into fund balance.
Huh?
Theirs doesn't go into
I
fund
know.
balance.
And I think that's something else that we need to discuss.
Okay. So do you wanna go, do you have several of these, Brian? I'm just wondering if we shouldn't do just a separate,
Just a budget meeting?
a budget meeting with you guys with adjustments on this.
Okay.
'Cause-
But I'm not saying, I'm pointing these out so that you can kind of think through and see, do you want to do it this way?
Well, I think that's, well, we should be taking time for, I think we should take a whole meeting and just do this budget.
Line by line.
Line by line, like he said, because thing with Brian is he's a thinker. He's
Well,
got
you
a
got
good,
nothing to do all
he's
day.
got a very good point. I mean, we literally run the town off last time we did the math on it, was 19 point something% of our budget runs the town. Everything else goes
And
to the
that's been the
school.
normal since you and I
Yeah.
first became selectmen.
I know, and that's why I'm saying you have to, I hate to say pinch a penny, but you gotta look at all of it, don't you?
Yeah.
Right, and if you're putting 130,000 back in the surplus, people look at that 130,000, well, that's, what's that, 13 cents on your mill rate. You know, 0.13, even if you pick the number, whatever that is.
Yeah,
But like Cindy says, a portion of that 130,000 is excess revenue. You know, people bought 5 new cars, 4 houses were built, there's
Right.
your excess
Right,
revenue that you can't,
that you can't predict,
unanticipated revenue.
right. So
You know.
would you wanna do that? You wanna table it? And
Whatever you guys want to do.
because I think he's right, I think we just need to discuss
Yeah.
this solely.
yeah.
How do you feel, is that all right with you?
I'm interested in the points of, if you can go down through and tell us
And do it
what to
quickly.
look at,
Yep, okay.
and then we'd be better prepared when we come back for a special meeting.
Right.
So we were on page 2. the telephone.
Right, the 4,000, I've got this checked off.
Then,
Yeah.
now our fuel and utilities, now that's, our last one was $4,050. Now the difference is, we're paying the whole, this was half of what was due for the building fund because it was the school. Now we're taking over all of the fuel, correct? So we're budgeting for
Right,
the entire
and
amount.
then we'll bill them for half,
Right.
and we'll
So
get it
what I'm
back
saying,
as a
if that's
revenue.
half, so we spent $8,000. And granted, fuel is,
Unpredictable.
yeah, and expensive, but is it $15,000 worth?
Okay.
I'm just. And the mowing
Yep,
was $1,000. Is that what we had paid the school, or is that the total
yes,
amount?
that's what we got billed from the school.
Okay, so in essence, it would be a $2,000
Yeah,
project, and our half is 1,000, and it's staying that way, correct?
yep,
And then plowing, which
that's the full
Buddy
amount.
brought, 7,800 is the full
Full
amount.
amount.
Okay, so
We
and
discussed,
so, I know you did, but I get confused on it. So $4,000 is our portion, correct? The school is
right, they
paying
pay half, yes.
50%? Do you know if you had the percentage of square footage the school has versus us? Are they 50%?
Of the building,
Yeah.
I
or
don't,
more?
I believe, as far as
I'm
rooms,
over the.
Just what they
We have
use as
more.
okay.
because we have 1, 2, 3,
No, that's
4,
fine. That was gonna be my question, is it fair?
yeah.
He's got some name, he forgets what the hell.
Somewhere,
he
uh, I'm not sure I'm in the right category, but how about loan payment or interest on our building? I didn't see where that's included. Were you gonna take
What
that
building?
on the fire station?
I didn't put it in there. I'm hoping we don't need that loan money.
But we gotta pay interest.
We only have to pay interest on what we use.
We haven't,
Right,
but
but
we haven't
you-
used any yet.
So you're drawing out of general fund first?
Because we have 600,000 out of general fund that we can use. And we haven't even reached that yet. I
think
can
that-
look into it,
I
but
think,
we haven't used, it's still sitting in the bank, we haven't touched it.
I
I'm
didn't think,
hoping that I don't have to.
Right. Under our compensation under the general government, there's more wages. And I didn't know what that was.
Where's that
Under 1-05.
page?
page
Page 2
two.
at the bottom.
That's assessment and planning.
Assessors.
Yeah, that's
So-
Jackie.
Okay, that's Jackie.
Yep.
Is that also the money for the planning board?
Yeah, they get paid out of that too, yes.
So we got 12.5, and in 2021 we paid 8, and 2022 we paid 9,100.
Mhm.
Tough for her, I'll tell you that.
Oh,
I didn't wait to hear from her. Well, I said that
But the
we
planning
paid
board's
Jen,
proposing to
see
pay
how
planning
everything
board
went for
for
him. 'Cause I don't see
This
him
year.
once,
right.
Yeah,
once he leaves me.
Like me, right?
I can understand that
I'll
though.
go back. I'll be back since I get my project.
And the mapping services, is that this, what they did here on page 3?
Yes, that's the,
The digital.
generally the updates to our maps,
Just the
tax
updates.
maps,
Okay.
and planning board maps.
Okay, so we spent $1,000 last year in 2022.
These are gonna cost more,
Yeah,
Digital, because of the digital.
yes.
I was gonna stop in this. Frank needed a lighter. That's good. You got
Building
Frank back.
maintenance,
Yes, I was very
Yep.
happy we got Frank.
we got,
Such a huge asset.
Just a general building?
Knowledge is power.
yes.
Yeah, you can never take it away from somebody that's got it like that.
We spent 1,200 on buildings, 1,700 on municipal. And I didn't see on the fire department main, but do we need to go as much as $3,000 for a brand new building? It's just food for thought.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll look into that one.
Zero doors.
On page 6,
Going into one house.
these guys discussed this, and I think they were for keeping this. This is that building fund that, remember,
Yes.
because of our lease, we had to put money into it. I'm suggesting we eliminate it. I mean, it's just going into a fund, let's
And it's just,
work off our
it's
general.
it's only $1,000
I
too.
know.
Which one?
But it
Is it
adds
reason-
to that fund that we,
Building fund?
if something
Oh, yeah.
catastrophic goes wrong with this building,
Yeah, what the hell is that?
to the tune of $10,000 or $20,000,
Right.
it comes out of that
Which is that?
account.
But again, the philosophy for the general fund was to use that for these sorts of situations.
How much, do you know how much
But-
is in that, or?
30, what'd I tell you?
53808. And the reason we did that is because if you have a catastrophic event, you have to call the town in to get special permission to use the surplus.
Understand? Let's see.
I made your
Page
rules,
seven.
beat that up in 2
Yes.
seconds.
Yep.
Before you got the guys on it.
Like Brent just said, if this roof starts leaking, that's gonna eat that fund up in 2 seconds.
You're not gonna get a roof for $30,000.
Hell no.
I'm repeating what was
Yes.
decided at a
Yes,
town meeting, you know, that,
yeah.
Yeah.
and you were the one that pushed it.
Yeah.
I'll
I'll leave it.
Wow.
I'm going home to eat supper. I'll call you later.
Did you feel the pinpoint? Cause I did. Put it right out
I'm
there.
gonna go see how they're doing in the fire.
Yeah, would you? You're feeling hot in here.
It's all kinds of smoke up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what do we got on
Oh.
page 7?
Hopefully nothing, that's fire department.
It looks like some of the, like, equipment maintenance and services have been
We
changed
switched
a
them
little.
around,
Right,
yes.
right.
Because they
Uh,
didn't use
Just-
all of one,
Yeah.
but they were close on the
Yeah,
other, and so
and I
instead of
combined
increasing,
The
we,
two is about 28,000 is what was spent, and 30,000 is what was budgeted,
Yeah.
so that's close. One thing that I thought we had talked about quite a while ago is we've got communications maintenance, right?
Mhm.
Weren't we gonna have a program in place where we're gonna phase out the older radios and have a constant
A turnover, yeah. I think we did talk about that.
Do you remember that?
On the fire, for the fire department? As far as mobiles or truck radios?
I think they were mobiles is what we were talking.
We've got
Pages.
we've gotten a lot of the new radios in place now, and a lot of the old radios have been turned back in.
So that's
So-
not gonna be a issue with
With,
having to buy new radios?
no, and we've been very lucky in the last 2 or 3 years with the forestry grants. We've gotten pagers, we've gotten hand radios
Yeah.
through the grant system, so it actually hasn't cost the town other than programming for us to get them. And that's the new thing right now. This year, my radio communications are going to be up there in comparison because I've got a lot of new channels and a lot of new bands that have got to be brought up to par on some of our radios.
So
because-
this communication maintenance is for programming the radios for the new
Programming
channels.
radios, adding channels, taking old channels out. If you have a radio that fails, you gotta have it fixed. Mark over to Atlantic does all of our communications work.
Simon, I think what you were talking about, and this is part of what he has presented, but we haven't got together to do, is a maintenance
Yep.
plan.
Right.
You
I
were
knew that,
thinking
but I thought we had talked a
Right.
long time ago about
about,
Well, we,
you
a
know,
rotating
I re-
system to get old radios out.
I remember they came to us with that, and then but they have been, like you said, that I think they've been
Yeah.
writing grants for it.
Okay.
Rather than trying to put it onto the town, we've,
but it will be part of that maintenance
Yeah.
plan
Right,
for replacement.
Okay.
yeah,
all right.
Uh,
So that one's okay?
Yes. Yeah. The, page 8, under the, fire department, wages, this is,
This is
the
his spec.
EMT, huh?
That's the chief spec. 0507? Public safety wages?
507, yes.
That's the chief spec. Everybody else gets paid out of this one over
Alright. So it was 10,000, it's going to 16.
there. Yeah.
Okay.
15.
It's actually gonna go to 15,900.
Thank you. I was hoping you were gonna remember that.
The,
Easy come, easy go.
Yeah.
one thing that we didn't, I don't think we've thought much about it for the fire station is, maybe it won't amount to a lot of money, but it's something that we'll have to do, and that is the initial fill of whether it's propane tanks or fuel tanks or, you know what I mean? For
Yeah, right,
heat and-
heating oil,
Yeah.
but it's propane, it's gonna have a propane
Yeah,
heater in there.
we'll have some up there, I assume, for a
For credit.
for a credit.
Is that tank gonna be just
Are
transferred?
we gonna be put in a big system
One
here?
here?
Hoping not.
Hoping not, okay.
No.
A big,
I would-
a big tank? or-
I would go with a newer tank and just take the credit from
Credit off
that and
that.
apply it and
Yeah,
have
my-
somebody
my-
set
yeah,
it.
My point is, do we need to compensate here in the budget for these things?
I'm hoping it's gonna be cheaper down here than it was up there.
Yeah.
No, I'm just talking the initial fill though, I mean, you gotta fill things up. You know, if you've got a new building.
Yeah,
you gotta
what he's
fill the
saying,
oil-
if
fuel
fill,
tank.
if you get a bigger, newer tank set down here and you got 200 gallons left up there and this one takes
1,000.
1,000 gallons or whatever,
Yeah,
have we planned for buying that extra fuel?
no. I
No.
didn't think
Not out of my
they'd be
budget either, I can be honest with that, I didn't think about something like that ahead.
I don't think it's gonna, I think the initial bill will come out of this, but I think the long term, I don't,
Long-term, I think it'd probably be less because that building is
Right.
just,
I don't think
Just
we're
You're
gonna use
losing,
as
you're
much.
losing it out as fast as
yeah,
it's burning, and unfortunately, but,
it'll probably cost less to keep it heated.
and this one here, we're gonna go full propane, because we also have the generator, right, the generator.
What is propane, 250, 260 a gallon?
Gallon, yeah, right about,
Depends on your name.
depends on what you,
No, she's been buying it for less than $2.
who
I'd like
is?
to know where you've been getting
Yeah,
that.
so-
Me too.
Get rid of it.
I'd like to be able to get it her price.
Can I add could you add my name onto your account?
Well, I'm hoping that we can join them all together, propane and oil, and get them from the same company,
That
Yeah,
would be a very smart move.
because this year,
But
the
you're,
school is doing our oil here, and I think I'm gonna
yeah.
do it ourselves.
To
for
fill a
this kind of
1,000-gallon tank
issues.
would only be about $2,600, obviously, but,
But we're gonna have heat pumps.
tank. Yeah, but you're also gonna have a generator, and I assume there's propane,
yeah.
so you're gonna need a big, I would think, want a big tank.
I think a 1,000-gallon tank would do it though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I try to think, remember what we've set up here. Was that one a 500 that you set? Because you guys did that one up there. That was when Drew was, you put the new heaters in initially, and then I took over, but is that a 500-gallon tank up that you had set
The
up there?
pig
The
is,
big, they've got one of the big
The big
submarine ones up
sub,
there.
long one on the
Well,
ground.
yeah,
yeah, that's
back up to the
1,000
Is
gallons.
that 1,000?
I
Yeah,
think so.
So, I would think, I mean,
I would think that would be enough.
Yeah,
I
how
don't
often,
think we
how
need
often
one
do we
of
have to, do they come fill that one?
They come monthly,
Every month regardless?
Yeah.
Okay. I would
but
think
the
we'd be fine.
generator, I would presume we don't need one of those big tanks.
Well, a generator's not gonna run that much,
I
hopefully,
mean, we got
you know.
this one out here for this huge generator,
Right,
and they had staff for filling it up every 2 years.
yeah.
So,
That, I'm sure they'll just plumb right off that same tank and run
No,
right
they
into the,
can't.
oh, you can't? Really?
two
Well,
different prices.
well then,
Well, even if you got a tank set, it still would be,
Yeah,
and filled it, it would still be less than $3,000, I'll say, because you got
Yeah.
a cost with setting the tank.
but I will look at it again.
Food for thought, that's all
Yeah,
I'm doing.
okay.
here.
Okay,
Down under supplies for fire and rescue equipment, $325 last year and $1,600 the year before.
For EMS supplies,
Yeah, communications maintenance was $10. Vehicle maintenance was $215.
what page are you on?
Yeah.
Page 8,
page 8.
Okay,
down to 510, 5-10.
okay. Just trying to follow you here and here. And not doing very well.
Now, we do have part of the budget that road repair,
Yeah?
Yeah,
and one of the questions I think that was at the budget meeting is, do we do it by a separate warrant,
what?
the road repair
Be a separate article.
article?
Yes.
Yeah. If it's a separate article, it shouldn't be part of the budget, correct?
That's up to you guys.
Okay.
I,
It's-
I personally would like to make it part of the budget. Well, I don't know.
how much,
We'll
And I
have
think
to- we'll
that's
have
what
to
Buddy
debate that.
wanted too, because he was trying to get back to what the budget used to be.
Right,
yes,
we
that's right.
used to carry money for repairs.
Yeah.
He said that
Our
for
road budget
years.
used to be evidently, prior to me,
$200,000 or $300,000.
$300,000.
Yeah, I do remember.
how much longer is that loan?
Oh, a long time.
It is.
I just wonder if we can't negotiate out of it,
For what?
so we could pay it off or refinance it with somebody else or,
Geez, you pay much higher
Yeah, you
rates
would.
now, I
yeah,
would think.
yeah, that's true, that was what,
4 years ago?
yeah, but that was a low percentage, right?
Yeah.
What, for your road loan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was like 7 years ago.
yeah, I was gonna say,
Was
that's
it?
gotta be more, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
we've had that road loan for a long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So,
Time flies, eh?
yeah,
I was thinking, was it 15 years or 20? Original loan,
What you took it out for?
yeah.
20 years, I believe, wasn't it? Yeah.
I was hoping it was gonna be 15. Halfway there. Okay, you go, Brian.
Okay.
Well, the only reason that I asked that is because of the road budget. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because obviously, that 160,000 is
In the road, yeah,
right.
right, exactly.
Salt shed, we spent $0 last year, we've got $1,000.
And there is something, seeing as how you brought that up, something, probably not this year, but soon, is gonna have to be done about the sand shed. Because it's becoming feeble.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. So we actually had some plywood that's fallen off, one piece of plywood that fell off,
Yeah.
and you can look right outside. Yeah, there's not much. I've been meaning to talk to you about it too, but, so now I guess I am. So, yeah, because, yeah, and it's just, I don't know how old that building is, but, it's no different than a galvanized culvert
Yeah.
with salt being run through it, and that thing is, you know what I mean, there's holes all through the roof.
You guys
you know,
gotta
well,
start
the
making a
roof.
plan for it. So we
Yeah.
gotta start
Probably
doing it.
should, yes,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, at some point in time, I
They
know.
must
but-
have an extra bay in the new building.
What?
fire station.
Wow. But
there is,
but as
there's
far
the
as,
old fire station.
but
Put
there's
it
no,
in the old fire
it hasn't-
station, happily.
but I'm not seeing any,
Finish it off.
like, any settling or structural deficiencies yet,
Right,
but
It's just eating through
But
it.
it's not far off.
We
And
did a repair.
and as far as,
Yeah,
and as far as your, the foundation and the hot top and all that, I think all that's fine. I think it would just need to have
a new
a
structure.
different structure built over it, you know?
New metal top. Cause we just repaired huge
Yeah,
cracks and
yeah.
they actually fixed the metal too with that
They
did,
stuff.
but
sprayed
that-
it.
Yeah, but
That
that's
doesn't
gone.
stop, no.
That's gone,
Okay.
yeah.
Are those replaceable panels on that one, or are
No,
they, it's
yeah,
not?
no, it'll be demo it
Yeah.
So,
and build a
let's get
wooden,
back to this.
wooden building, oh, yeah, right.
Early on page 9.
Go to 10.
Okay, go to 10.
I'm trying to go off my memory. You and I have talked about it, and I swear I remember $7,000 for the spring cleanup. Do you think we could just double check that to make sure that?
No, it was 9. I gave the budget committee the numbers. It was cheaper than last year, 9,000, and I don't have my budget book with me.
Let's,
Yeah, Buddy's
But
Buddy
the
just left.
cleanup, I put right in their book what it cost us was, I think, $9,800.
9,800.
Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure.
and that's for the portion of Sullivan's and for the,
Yes, tonnage,
yeah,
yes.
okay.
Okay, he turned the page. I'm fine, you just give me that.
Go ahead, we'll cut your salary.
Oh my God, no, I get a salary?
Library.
I saw that, and I know why, so.
Where are we now?
Oh. I'm at the county tax, and I repeat, 17.5%.
Yep,
And the school, I repeat, 15.8%.
overlay is
And the
determined when
overlay-
you do taxes.
Huh?
It's determined
Yeah, I
when
know
you do
that.
taxes.
I just want to say, in 2020, we did 28,000, 21, we did 14,000, 22, we did 18,000. In
Last year
20,
we
we've
did
spent-
29.
Right, and we've spent 7,500
Yeah.
so far.
Yep.
Now, your revenue. I know you hate to increase these, but your interest on taxes that was 4,300 2021, and then 6,000, then 5,000 last year.
Mm-hmm.
Your excise tax was 338, 2021, 364, and then 354.
Mm-hmm.
The agent fees was 9,000, then 11,000, then 10,000.
And we can increase them, I'm just really
I
concerned.
know you
with
are,
it.
and I'm just putting it out there.
How come interest earned, oh, it increased due to interest
We're
rate,
earning
okay.
almost $2,000 a month on our bank interest,
Wow, that's great.
but it's not gonna last.
No, it's not gonna last. No, it's not gonna last.
Okay,
Oh, state
Next.
revenue was 103, 138, and then 207. And you put it up to
200.
200 something. And then just pointing out the fund balance, what we would always take out, and now it's up to 200,000.
Last year it was 110. And I proposed 130. And they wanted to do that road project on the Lindsay
Right,
Road
right.
and stuff, so we increased it, took $70,000 more
Yep.
out of fund balance to fund that
Yeah.
over $100,000 project.
Now, I don't see in here, okay, plowing won't count, but we don't have the income for like the fuel or electricity that we get reimbursed from the school?
No,
Is that somewhere else, or
nope,
you
nope,
use that?
we
as-
used to put it in here, but it was minor,
Too
so
small.
we just let it lapse into fund balance.
We need to make it bigger. Alright. Just bring that up for thought purposes.
Okay.
Again, you know, I just,
Did you do a total? Did you?
no, I didn't, because I didn't wanna go through all the work not knowing if it would be meet with approval or not, so.
Well, it just would have been interesting to see.
And it's probably, when we get the figures down, it's probably gonna be a moot point anyway because of the extreme expense of school and
Yeah, no kidding.
everything else, and,
When we get to the end, do you wanna
But-
set another meeting for
Yes,
that?
I will.
but it's just, you know, to think what we wanna do, and
Well, I'll say that's one of your greatest gifts to the board, is that you think ahead.
can I have a
Like
raise?
that.
Can I
Can
get
you-
my
you can have a
parking
raise-
spot?
You can have your
Just
own
give me my
parking
parking
spot.
spot.
That would be great.
should.
I completely am agreed with that.
You get us thinking.
Yeah, and you should have, well, no, because you had to think about it. That's why.
You gonna hang around for a bit?
Yeah.
Good. I got something on my report that,
Yeah.
Okay, so do we want to, I'll set another meeting and we'll go back over this budget
Yeah.
again. So I'm gonna go to the public comment section. Everybody good? Okay. I'll hit the warrants.
There's so many.
Don't say a word.
Well, you see something, here we go.
Warrants are PY warrant number 50 for $6,111.22. AP warrant number 51 for $39,776.33. AP warrant number 52 for $155,447.74. PY warrant number 53 for $5,489.92. I'll make a motion to accept the warrants as read.
Second.
Second, all in favor, 3-0. No abatements. Did you guys read the minutes? And do you have anything to add or anything else?
Nothing.
Nothing. I read the minutes. I think they are fine and accurate. Cindy, anything for you?
Yeah, even the punctuation and the spelling was correct.
Okay. So I'll make a motion that we accept as written the minutes from 3/13/2023 and 3/29/2023.
Second.
Second, all in favor, 3-0. Any agenda adjustments, Cindy?
nope,
Okay.
couple of adjustments under my report.
Okay, so we'll do fire and rescue. Mr. Summers, you are up.
Good evening. So, last month, rescue definitely outran the fire by a long shot. 13 calls, with all 13 being answered this past month. And fire had a total of 3, with all 3 being answered. So, everything was pretty quiet. We're doing, obviously tonight, we're doing training. If there's any, I don't see much smoke going, so I don't know how much is burning at this point, but we are doing some training out here tonight with the forestry. And I actually went to a forestry class again. For my force, being the town warden, I have to go every year to be recertified. All the surrounding fire chiefs do this, and it's a class that we have to take so that you stay up on all the updated laws and rules. There was probably 12 or 13 of us up there in Old Town. They've been doing this statewide now they've got, I can't remember how many there was, but it's crazy. They're traveling from one end of the state to the other to get everybody done and all certified between last month and this month. So we, the forestry stuff hasn't really changed up a lot, but they're going a lot more to the, obviously the digital world with online stuff. And we did change up our burn times for people here in town. We've got more of an open timeline right now. We used to be restricted after 5, and then you couldn't burn before, anytime before 9, after 5 and until 9 a.m. And now we're open now, so you can burn all day. The only time that changes, we go with the states, is if the zones change and becomes a class 1, class 2, which are your high, moderate to highs. Then ours go back to the standard state recommendations until we get rain or something changes up on their end. But other than that, everything stayed pretty much the same for us. Newburgh is doing pretty well in the state's eyes, and we've got a great ranger. We've got Ben Perry, who's just phenomenal. He was a Bangor cop, and he went to the ranger side, so he's a really, really great guy for us out here.
Good. Okay.
So we don't really have anything else seriously pending at this point in time, unless you guys have anything else for me.
I do.
Oh, I don't like that when you wait for the last minute. It was just like
So you all got this.
Yes,
Yeah.
This is your maintenance records.
okay,
They are in here, all the receipts.
okay.
So we are up to date and keeping it up to date. As the bills are submitted, we photocopy them and enter them into the spreadsheet and put them in. The book is broke down by the vehicles, and then there's a miscellaneous section that would be like SCBA's and stuff like that.
Wow, some of these get long, don't they?
I think they say 467 at the top of them.
Yeah, they say 467. You are correct. Yeah, turnout gear. I'm glad we're doing this, because we never know where we're at with
If you
turnout
have
gear.
any questions, after
Okay.
you get a chance to go over it,
Okay, good,
give a holler.
good. All right, I'll put that with the budget stuff. Good. Animal control. We got a nice report from Perry.
Yeah,
Good.
That was interesting reading.
Yes, I know. Yeah,
yeah.
that's good.
She had a
very
spay neuter
thorough.
clinic here last Thursday.
Nice,
They did 35 cats
Ah,
in like 4 or 5 hours.
nice.
Yep,
A lot of unhappy cats that day, weren't there?
there was just cats laid out everywhere.
Slicing and dicing.
That's all it was. And she's hoping to organize another one next month.
Good, very good, good.
I hope so.
Yeah.
So,
First, I got mine first on the list for the next one.
So we have the budget reports for March.
yeah, budget reports for March. You have the, it's not on here, but the bank reconciliation for March. I'm gonna be on vacation from the 24th to the 27th of April. So expect rain.
I was just gonna say that.
April showers bring May
Yeah.
flowers.
The couple of things on here, I wanted to get your thoughts on, a possible cleanup here at the office, what your thoughts were. We're over in our building expense, but, we have some repair that needs to be done. We got asphalt all over the thing, the basketball courts need to be cleaned off.
And you're saying, like, get the lawnmower guy with the power broom and come in
Yeah,
and clean up
yes.
a little bit?
Yes.
Has he given you a number on
No,
anything like
I
that?
just thought of it today.
All right. If you wanna put together a number on it when we meet for the budget, I'm
Okay.
sure if you can do that.
Okay.
I know, I ran over that big hunk of asphalt and I picked it up and threw it off to the side, kinda.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Can you fill it in with sand so we don't hit the hole now?
And,
Not in the grass, because I know better, just off to the side.
and I wanted to get your blessing on possibly getting Wellman's to come up with some more, I don't think we need reclaim, maybe just some gravel or something. These potholes out here are getting huge.
Yeah,
Again.
I agree with that.
Just to fill them in.
I'm all set with that, yeah.
Okay.
There's another
Can
project
can we
coming.
charge half of it to RSU 22?
Yeah.
I was saying, put gravel, I don't care what you put in it.
No. So, yeah, that's all I had. There's nothing for cemeteries. I do have a couple of things on roads.
Yep.
Are you set with me? I can sneak up, go see if they've burned the
Yes.
field now?
Yes, thank you, Brent.
So,
Thank
we just, Wellman's just did potholes on, you wanna tell them what roads?
Every road.
Every road.
Every road.
Okay, all right.
Mainly, big amount on the Lindsay Road,
Yeah,
some on the Chapman Road,
Yeah.
and the bills in the next warrant that you'll see Davey's working on.
North Road,
Yeah.
they traveled, they went everywhere, they drove all around.
Yeah.
yeah,
He's also done some more trimming on the North Road,
I saw that.
gone up to
Yeah, almost the
town
line.
line
Yeah.
on one side. You haven't done both sides yet.
No, the other side had too much snowbank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
north side.
Yeah.
So, and then the quote for the Lindsay Road is in your packet.
Yeah, I've got it right in front of me. You got Tapley Farm Road, Chapman Road, and Lindsay Road.
So,
Anybody have any questions on this?
do you wanna hold off on that? I mean, we can't do anything until they pass the money in at town meeting, so
Right,
it'll be June, but,
okay.
um,
You guys
How long
look
do you
Will that
think
be
this-
good for that?
will this quote be good that long?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Was it you told me that pavement's going down?
Unlike everything else, believe it or not.
That is hard to believe.
It is, yeah. Yeah, it's hot top's cheaper this year than it was last
Yeah.
year.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So, this is what they got for that. There is another quote coming, for widening the driveway.
That's what I was just gonna ask you. Yeah. Just gonna ask you now.
Correct.
Okay.
But,
Anytime.
oh,
It just
okay.
won't be done. I talked to Jeff today. He's predicting they're gonna be done in June.
Okay.
Yeah, I
So-
couldn't imagine not, holy
Yeah.
cow, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're so, yeah, so if we get this passed in June, 1st of June, he's out of here middle of June, we could get
Yeah,
it right on the table,
oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, we gotta. Yeah, we gotta do that. Gotta do that.
but
I
it's-
had them schedule the roads anyway. I had to
Yeah.
put the roads on the schedule.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Because
no,
soon it'll
good.
be full and,
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. No, put us on the schedule.
yeah.
Absolutely.
And this here, this'll be perfect because while school's out,
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it'll be a good time to
right,
be able to come up here on days when it's a rain day.
right.
and
Or
they
you
can
can't
set
get
up-
to another site that's not ready or something, something.
Right, and they can come out here and strip all this mix, cause all this mix is all gonna go
Yeah,
from this end here all the way over to the other
Yeah.
side.
okay.
And get all that gone and then regrade it and, right, and then
Yeah.
it'll be, maybe a little bit of ditching out there too.
Yeah.
Out back,
That's correct.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's a.
Have we talked
swing.
about how far, how wide?
Yep,
Okay.
Yeah,
He
we got
about
has
it.
a
feet.
plan.
4 feet from the upper side of the entrance. So the furthest truck towards us now, the fourth bay up,
Mhm.
if you wanna call that bay one, I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
If
So
they
they
pull
can come
straight
right
out,
out and just swing.
and that's correct.
Yeah,
And it'll
okay.
be a 4-foot widening from that point all the way to Route 9.
Yeah, because I want to make sure that we measure it and do it right the first time is what my point is. we knew we were going to have to widen the driveway a little bit for the length of the trucks and the swings of the trucks and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But I don't wanna get it all done and go, oh, we should have an extra 3 feet. You know, or something like, you know what I mean?
I've already been in contact with DOT about moving the signs. Once they move down here.
Moving the signs.
The fire department
Oh, okay,
signs on the
all right,
highway.
yeah, okay. But I just wanna make sure if we're gonna do it,
yeah,
you know,
Yeah.
let's do it
and
right.
that's another section of pipe down by the road, rip wrap both ends.
Yeah,
So that it's a little less evasive than what it is now, because that's a horrible spot right there.
yeah. I mean, it could use a little improvement right there, right?
Yeah, yeah, and then it'll be all new hot top from the road.
Have you been in contact with the DOT as far as what we need from them
No,
to do this?
no, road opening permit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about it for,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, and that's.
we're
that'll
not
be-
really, because we're not really creating a new opening,
No.
we are
We
expending.
had to get one to
Correct.
put the sign in.
Yeah, but you were digging.
We
Yeah.
dug from the sign over to the electrical pole.
Yeah,
We had to get a road opening permit, so.
but it'll be an extension on the culvert, but I guess probably sooner than later would be better, because, right?
Yeah.
Right, because I mean, if it takes 3 months
Yeah.
to get this naked thing,
Yeah.
yeah, valid point,
Yeah.
yeah, so.
Okay, that's all I had.
Okay. Is that what you wanted Ed to keep stay with
Yeah.
us for?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Ed.
Okay,
You can
Thank
stay
you.
if you want, but I know everybody wants to go home for supper.
oh, no, I'm all right, no, if you're,
No, we're
you
good.
guys are good,
Okay, we are.
okay.
Thank you very
See you,
much.
Ed.
So the cost recovery contract.
Right, these are the people that do our billing for our fire department,
Right.
for car accidents. And we had a contract with them, they've been doing it now for, gosh,
How have they been doing?
they do awesome.
Do they?
All I have to do is fax them up the report, they do everything, and
They
every
take
once
a
in a
certain
while,
percentage and
they
then,
do, they pay out of what they collect.
yeah,
Yep,
okay.
so,
So this, you're happy with this contract,
Yeah.
Cindy? You've read it and
Yeah.
everything?
yep.
Okay.
And if you guys are good with it, I
I
will
was trying
sign
to
it.
figure out what it was for, and then,
Well, I used to do the billing, but trying to deal with some of the insurance companies and stuff, I didn't know anything.
That's a whole,
Yeah, these guys
that's a
do a
whole
great job and they
really,
just charge
area
us,
in of
you know,
itself.
what they charge us out of what they collect and
Okay.
they send us the difference.
okay. Anybody have any questions? Do you have any
No.
questions? All right. I'll make a motion that we allow Cindy to enter the agreement with cost recovery for billing for our accidents and reclaiming some of our funds.
Okay.
Second, all in favor? 3-0. Thank you. Solar and wind.
So Brian brought up the topic last meeting
Right.
about a moratorium.
Right, and you know, I didn't read the ordinance that you sent us. I apologize.
So you can't do a moratorium on something you already have.
You can.
No. So I've spoke to, and I should have had Ed stay because he's on the planning board, but same topic came up from Adrian on the planning board. So they didn't realize that we had something in place. So they're working on this and the flood thing.
Right.
So, yeah, so
They've
if you
redone
have
the
any
shoreline.
recommendations on what should change in this, you should either contact Adrian or go to the planning board meetings, or Ed.
Okay.
Yeah, because a moratorium is for when you don't have regulations on something. It puts a hold on anything
Can you,
for 180
So
days.
so
can you
we can
suspend
not-
these regulations?
Huh?
Can you suspend this and rewrite
We
this?
can't, no, the town.
But you can rewrite them, you said,
Right, you
right?
gotta put it to the town.
So what we could do is write in there an obligation on the part of the developer that they'd have to come up with a bond
Right,
for disposable disposal of the units.
Right.
Right?
Reclamation of the,
That's the
of,
sort of stuff you go to the plan board and tell them if they
Alright.
wanna amend, they wanna, you know,
doesn't the planning board meet in a week or so?
I don't know. The,
It's
no,
on the sign down front.
Okay, I'll look it up.
Read the sign. Paid a lot of money for
It
that
might be
sign, and if you're
tomorrow
not gonna
night.
look at it.
maybe it is tomorrow night, cause they're usually right after us.
I think it might be tomorrow night.
No, the second,
I think it's,
The
I think,
second-
I think they're the following week, we're the first week, they're the,
right,
And
and
we're
the
in
second
the second
week.
week.
we're in the seat, in the
So-
second week, okay.
So,
We're
It's
usually,
on
I
all
the
think it is tomorrow,
right.
Yeah.
but, yeah, so. I would, you know, contact them if you have any recommendations or what you'd like to see changed or added, or,
Do you have an email address for whoever would do that? Because I don't think I could make it.
I got a phone number you can call Adrian, or you can even, I got Ed's email,
I've got Ed's phone number, so.
yeah.
I would
just
take-
give-
What's Ed's email, do you know off the top of your
I
head?
don't know off the top of my head.
Okay,
I know it
I'll
says
call you
Dr.
for,
Love
I'll talk to you
something.
tomorrow about it.
Yeah,
I might throw them an email if I can't go to the meeting.
okay.
My son's birthday, I promised him a birthday supper, but anyway. Okay, so that's, solar and wind, so that's that.
Yeah,
But we could rewrite this, is what we're saying, and add to it.
the planning board does
The
that.
planning board, I
You
mean,
can
the
make
plan, we can
recommendations
make
to the
that
planning board.
recommendation to the
Yes.
planning board, okay.
Yes.
All right, cool beans. Okay, so I have an installation guide, but then I have the new, you wanna do the new fire station spreadsheet
Right,
next?
this Seacoast Security is the building security,
Yeah,
which is ahead of schedule.
okay.
So, I gave you the latest with the bill that's gonna be on the warrant that just came in. That we, total project, and the payments that we've made, and what is left. So, the other thing is, I met with Jeff today, and so the original idea was put the tanks to the oil water separator on the lower end of the thing. But in order to do that, that would make the run way long. So, and trying to get to the tanks is another issue. So down there today, what we discussed and agreed to was on this side, just off the pavement, where there's a pole, power pole, where the entrance is to the building. You know where that is?
On the left hand, if I'm standing and looking at the building on the left-hand side of the driveway,
On the left-hand side,
Yeah.
where the parking lot's gonna be.
right,
Right at the end of the parking lot, there's a power pole.
right?
And it's just off from the septic tank.
Mhm.
So they're proposing the tanks go just on the other side of that because they'd be easier to get at, to empty, and, the generator's going there too. That's where the power will come into the building, that's where the generator, instead of sticking it down where, by the well is where they originally were gonna put it. Now it's up by the power pole, because the power's coming in from Brooks Ridge
Right, it's coming
To
across
this
the
pole.
path, right.
and down to the building. And the day room side, this end.
Okay.
So, where the thought was today is to put those tanks just off that pavement, so that if and when we ever have to have them pumped out, the truck can just back up, reach the
Okay,
tanks,
so
instead
the
of having
only-
to travel through a field.
The only thing I can see is where you're pushing your snow to, you're pushing it on top of those tanks? When you plow in the wintertime?
Partially, probably.
That could be kind of a problem.
You can do the same thing on the other side of the building. And if you put them out back,
Well,
you're gonna
the-
have to put a new road in to get to them.
The other end gets sun, gets the southern exposure.
And that's the end that was the big reason for moving them, is that's the build on end.
By moving them up here, does that mean the wastewater has to be pumped up to that tank?
No,
To the whole
you can
base.
pump it out onto the,
No, but my point is, it's gotta be pumped, it's not gravity, correct? Whereas if it was on the other side, would it be gravity?
no, it'll be gravity, I believe.
And this is for the oil water
Yeah,
separator.
it's for the floor drains.
Right. Trying to think, it's probably about the only spot.
Yeah, because I can't go up this way because of the leach field.
Right. They haven't
All
done,
we can do is
they haven't
that.
done the leach field
Not
yet?
yet,
No.
And the thing is if you go down the other end of the building, you've got to have it close enough in case you need, it has to be pumped, that you can get to it with a truck. And the well's right there at the corner.
How far off the pavement? How far, I mean, how much room do you have? I kinda like to look at it.
How much?
How much room from the pavement? I mean, you don't want the plow guy to rip up the top of the, I'm sure there's gonna be a riser with a cover, so you can find the tank.
I don't know what the tanks will be like.
Okay.
I don't.
I would hope there's a tank, a riser, and a cover,
Yeah.
so you know where the tank is,
Yeah.
instead of saying, where do we put that tank?
Yeah,
You know, that way you just popping off the cover, you
Yeah.
pop off the other cover, and you pump it out.
yeah.
But you don't want the plow guy taking
Well,
off that
that's,
top.
yeah, that's kind of, if you put it out there, he's not gonna be able to, because you've got your, light pole and your generator.
I'm just
right
wondering how far off that back of the pavement are they planning on setting that tank? I mean, how much room do they have? Do they have 40 feet? Tank's not that big. Do they have 25 feet? Could you push the tank back a little bit and make sure that, it's even, I mean, a hose on a truck that they pump is usually 20 feet long, 25 feet long.
there. Yeah,
You
and
know.
it will be right, it'll be on the other side of the pole, on the back of the pole.
Yeah, because I'm just saying, keep it away
Yeah.
from the parking lot a little
Yeah.
bit, you know?
Yeah,
So that it doesn't get ripped up or
Right.
whatever. And I would make sure you ask them if there's a riser and a cover on it.
yeah,
Because we should have that,
yeah,
so we know where it is. That's just maintenance stuff,
okay,
so. Okay,
okay.
anything else?
No?
You gave us the Seacoast security stuff.
Yes, so
Building security.
these are two quotes on security. You talked to this gentleman, correct?
Seacoast one he did,
The Seacoast one you did.
yes.
This is the guy
Somebody
from
must have,
Nightscapes, the one that,
Katie must have talked to him or something, because I got that email, I think almost the same day or the next day.
yeah, so this is the guy that Nate sent us to finally.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so, Brian, did you look these over? Are they, or Cindy,
I don't
are they
know
supplying
anything
the
about
same thing, is what I wanna know. Is each company supplying or quoting us the same thing?
It doesn't look it, it looks as though the Nightscape one, which is less expensive, is including more.
Including more, okay.
But I'd like a little more time to take a look at it.
Yeah, we can do that.
My thought is, with this budget the way it is, that I'd like to set it aside until we know for sure where the budget
We just
stands.
got this, so.
Okay,
I just gave him the budget.
because, I mean, it looks like he's got the locations covered, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but these won't be any good. Usually these are only good for 30 days.
Yeah.
So if we wait until June, we'll have to go back at them and
But I can't imagine it going up.
Do we have money in the budget for this? No. So we're going to put it, are we putting it in the budget? Is it in the new budget?
no, this, when you guys, I assumed when this was brought up, but the outside stuff was, we
Thought
would
we
pay
were going
for
cheap.
that. We would
Right.
buy it out of your emergency money.
Oh, I see, okay, all right. So if you would give us your, just take it, when you get a chance, take a look at it, and give us your
Yes, I will.
professional
Yeah.
opinion on this.
I'll
'Cause-
give you an opinion.
Okay.
Oh, I did have something else too when we were
Too
done.
late.
Why, it's gonna make you happy, Brian.
The tax conversion, I mean, you gave us this, is this the digital master all
That's the new
done?
maps.
Okay,
Those look-
Yep,
Oh, question I had, are those gonna be online?
yes.
Oh, good.
Those are gonna be just like Hamden's.
Nice.
oh, you just click on the,
You just click on it.
beautiful, beautiful,
They're working on that part of them now.
good, good, good.
I did meet with, under foreclosed property, I did meet with Mr. Layton today.
Yeah,
And I have a phone call into, I found a grant type thing that might help him pay his taxes.
okay,
So we're working on that part. And we've done the building security. I did have one more thing,
okay,
and I will wait till the budget, but I got this notice from PERC today with our new upcoming rate, and Katie and I figured it out, and based on our figures, we're gonna have to increase our tonnage part of our trash about $2,000.
okay. So make sure we have that for the budget meeting.
Yes.
So we can go over that.
Yep.
Okay.
And the other thing, do you read yours?
If, no, not yet. By the looks of that, I don't wanna.
What's the legislative update?
Yeah,
So, in the hopper, what they call in the hopper, is an act to increase the homestead exemption to $50,000.
Maybe that was coming.
Yeah.
Funded by the state.
Huh?
They're gonna reimburse the towns for it.
They won't 100%,
they, I would say they
don't now.
won't, they never do that.
They're claiming they will.
And
I'm
do
going
you-
to
and do
Augusta
you
and see where all
believe
these
that?
trees are that they
Yes.
got money growing on.
Ah,
And there is another one, to allow the municipalities to tax personal solar energy equipment under 5 megawatts.
there goes the benefit of it.
Because they're gonna get a cut of it,
Yeah,
I bet.
Yeah,
yeah, but that homestead exemption.
But I thought I read that Homestead Act on their site, that was supposed to be a replacement for this elderly
No.
amount.
No. That's the homestead exemption.
No, I know that.
They'd
but-
have to do it as a separate, that one would have to be separate, because this is for everybody, which would avoid what they're trying to accomplish now, is to eliminate by income. I know what you're trying to say is, because I know there's a big battle down there about that new,
Yeah,
the
elderly housing.
levy that we're gonna be implementing this year, cap
oh,
for people over 65.
right.
Does your program compensate for that? How are you gonna do that? Does that have to be done manually?
They've adjusted the program. They've adjusted the program, but, yeah, that's a separate thing. This is the one that they don't fund us 100%.
They have
They never
never
have.
refunded us 100%.
We pay that homestead, that $25,000
Yeah,
savings
right.
that we get. They only pay us a portion of it. The taxpayers pay the rest of it.
That's true.
So, and right now it's 25,000. And
And they're
You
gonna
double
willing to
that.
double that?
yeah, it's gonna take away some of our value and our taxes are going up. Every time they change it. You take away value, that's less that we get to use towards our budget,
Right,
therefore taxes.
so you have to raise taxes.
Yep.
So if they pass that, when's it supposed to take effect?
I don't know, it's just in the hopper, they
Yeah,
say.
in the hopper.
And when it's
So-
like that, I can't find any description of those bills. I've looked up for a few and I can't find where you.
Yeah.
There's
So
a
when do you
description.
wanna meet again?
Do we wanna try to do it this week or next week?
It's up to you guys.
What does everybody's schedules look like?
Let's do it on Cindy's vacation, we usually do.
Let's try not
Just
to
not
do it
Monday
on,
the 17th.
let's try not to do it on Cindy's vacation. So, anybody got appointments? Well, your vacation's next week.
No, the week after.
When are you leaving again? Oh, 24th to the 27th, okay,
Yeah.
all right. Let's see, I got a couple.
Today's the 10th, so we have this week, but you want a couple of days to look this over and,
We could either do it this Thursday or next Tuesday, I don't know, I'm just throwing those days out there, you guys.
Let me take a look at the calendar.
Yeah.
I shut my phone off, so.
This Thursday's
Thursday's
13th.
better for me, but
Thursday?
Thursday's
it's better
better?
for me.
Okay. Oh, I got something on,
Right now, I have people dropping their taxes off to me that I haven't done for a couple of years. Can you do this for me?
Whoa.
And can you do this for me?
yeah,
And,
18th is tax day too, right?
yeah, and a couple of them, boy, coming right up to the,
Right,
because they don't drop off everything you need.
So we're gonna recess tonight.
right.
Uh,
Would you prefer it early? I mean, I could do Wednesday of this week or Monday of next week, I mean, throw something out there, I'm pretty much pretty flexible.
Wednesday of next week?
Wednesday of next week, the
I
19th?
can't do the 19th.
You can't do the 19th. Would you rather do an evening meeting or the morning meeting, you guys? Is it
Morning if there's a.
morning if there's an opportunity to do
Yeah,
that?
Okay,
and
so-
I'm not babysitting.
Okay.
Okay, so you would prefer day after tomorrow, the 12th?
12 or the 13th,
Or the
Thursday.
13th?
I mean, Cindy doesn't work, we're closed Friday, so.
How about 13th in the morning?
The 13th in the morning? Sure. What time, you've got to take care of horses and stuff, 9, 9:30?
9.
9, okay.
Bring some of those taxes in, I'll help you.
Some of them you don't want.
Okay, so I'll make a motion, it is 7:22 PM, I make a motion to not adjourn, but just recess today's meeting, and we are going to reconvene on Thursday morning, April 13th at 9 AM. I think I got that right.